We live in a time where anxiety seems to have become a daily companion. The heart races without apparent reason, the mind gets lost in future thoughts, and the body carries the weight of haste. But it hasn't always been this way. Our ancestors, across different cultures, had a much more harmonious relationship with time, with the body, and with nature. They cultivated small rituals, almost invisible, that crossed generations and still offer us paths to serenity. In Japan, this wisdom has been preserved in simple habits: waking with the sun, breathing deeply, walking barefoot, giving thanks for food, cultivating silence, living in community, respecting the cycles of nature. Daily gestures that, when observed closely, carry the strength of true remedies for the restless mind. In this video, you will discover 7 ancestral habits that can help relieve anxiety. They are not magical formulas, but practices that teach us to slow down, reconnect with the present, and rediscover inner balance. Perhaps by rescuing what is ancient, you will find the peace that once seemed so distant. Habit 1. Waking with the sun. The day is born, and with it, the possibility of beginning again. For the ancestral Japanese, opening the eyes with the first rays of sunlight was not just routine, but an act of alignment with the natural order. He awakens without haste, without the harsh sound of alarms, guided only by the soft brightness that enters the room through the shoji, the translucent paper doors. Rising slowly, he breathes deeply and stretches, allowing the body to follow the gentleness of the morning. This simple gesture already establishes a different rhythm, the rhythm of balance. In traditional thought, waking early is a gesture of reverence for life. The sun is a symbol of vitality and renewed energy, and beginning the day in its presence creates a sense of inner harmony. For anxiety, this habit is precious. Chaotic, rushed awakenings fragment the mind before the day even begins. But waking calmly, in the cadence of nature, transmits to the body the message of safety and order. It is as if telling the nervous system, everything is on time, you can trust. Modern studies confirm what ancestors already intuited. Exposure to natural morning light regulates the biological clock, balances sleep and mood hormones, and helps reduce symptoms of anxiety. The Japanese understood this intuitively. Living according to the solar cycle was living in tune with oneself. And you? Have you ever thought about trying a few days of waking with the sun without hurry, just letting the light guide your body? Perhaps this is the first step to reducing anxiety and rediscovering lost serenity. Habit 3. Simple and natural eating. Food arrives at the table, and with it, the calm of gratitude. The Japanese sits before a bowl of white rice, fresh vegetables, a warm soup exhaling gentle aromas. There is no rush, no excess. Each portion is small, balanced, designed to nourish rather than overwhelm. Before the first bite, he joins his hands and says, "Itadakimasu," a word of thanks that honors the life transformed into food and all who contributed to that moment. This simple ritual is a balm for anxiety. Eating hurriedly, distracted, while the mind runs to other worries, only fuels restlessness. Conscious eating teaches us to slow down, to live in the present, to feel textures and flavors. Each bite becomes an anchor. For the Japanese, eating is more than nourishing the body. It is a spiritual act. By chewing slowly, he creates space for inner silence, allowing the heart to calm. The ancestral Japanese philosophy values seasonality. Each season brings its own fruits, colors, and energies. Eating according to nature's rhythm means respecting the cycles of the earth, creating balance in the body that reflects in the mind. Anxiety, often fueled by excess and artificiality, finds peace in simplicity. And you? Have you tried eating slowly, without screens, without rush, savoring each piece as if it were unique? Perhaps in the simple plate and the mindful gesture lies an ancestral remedy for anxiety. Habit 4. Walking barefoot in nature. The feet touch the ground, and the earth returns silence. The Japanese removes his straw sandals and walks slowly through the garden, still wet with dew. Each step is a secret dialogue between skin and soil, a recognition that he is not separate from nature but part of it. There is no destination to reach, no hurry. Walking itself is the arrival. This ancestral gesture is powerful against anxiety. The anxious mind projects itself into the future, chasing what does not yet exist. But walking barefoot forces the body to anchor the mind in the present, to feel the roughness of stone, the softness of grass, the freshness of cool earth. Attention returns to the now, and with it comes relief. In Japanese tradition, leaving shoes outside before entering the home is a sign of respect for purity. Walking barefoot on the earth goes further. It is a rite of reconnection with the natural world. It dissolves the illusion of separation, reminding us that we belong to the soil that sustains us. Anxiety, often fed by the sense of isolation, finds rest in the memory of belonging to something greater. And you? Have you thought of walking barefoot, even for a few minutes, just to feel the bare ground under your feet? Perhaps this simple gesture is the missing bridge between your restless mind and the serenity resting in nature. Habit 5. Silence and contemplation. In empty space, the mind blooms. The Japanese sits before the rock garden, where lines of sand meet silent stones. Words are unnecessary, for silence speaks on its own. He breathes, observes, lets his gaze rest on the minimal, perfect landscape. Silence is not absence, but intense presence. Anxiety often arises from excess, of noise, of information, of thoughts colliding. Ancestral silence teaches the opposite. To stop is also to advance, for only the quiet can hear what lies within. The Japanese understands that contemplation is an act of healing. Zen tradition calls this ma, the fertile emptiness where everything can be born. Allowing moments of stillness, the body relaxes, the heart slows, the mind clears. In a world of hurry, pausing becomes almost revolutionary. Anxiety loses strength when we create space for silence. And you? Have you tried turning off the noise for a few minutes, contemplating what is around and within you? Perhaps in this simple gesture lies the ancestral secret of rediscovering the calm your mind seeks. Habit 6. Rituals of gratitude. The rain falls, and the Japanese gives thanks. The rice blossoms, and he gives thanks. The meal ends, and once again he joins his hands in reverence. Gratitude repeats like a silent refrain throughout the day. It is not formality, but a way of seeing the world. For anxiety, gratitude is an antidote. While the anxious mind fixates on what is missing, on what has not yet come, gratitude shifts focus to what already exists, to what is here. The Japanese knows nothing is guaranteed, that everything is transient. That is why each moment deserves celebration. In Shinto and Buddhist traditions, giving thanks means recognizing the gift of impermanence. Life is brief but beautiful, and gratitude opens space to live it fully. This habit shapes a mind less attached to lack and more aware of blessings. Thus, the heart finds calm. And you? Have you given thanks today for something simple? A breath, a smile, a glass of water? Perhaps daily gratitude is the ancestral key to easing anxiety and expanding peace. Habit 7. Respecting natural cycles. The Japanese goes to bed early because he understands the body must rest when the sun departs. In winter, he retreats serenely, accepting it as a time of pause, silence, and energy saving. In spring, he opens again, following the sakura blossoms, announcing renewal and vitality. In summer, he expands, enjoying the energy and warmth inviting movement. In autumn, he watches the falling leaves and learns the art of letting go, preparing for stillness. For him, each season is an invitation, not an imposition. He does not fight against time. Instead, he lets himself be guided by cycles, with the humility of one who knows he cannot control life's flow. This ancestral habit is deeply tied to the Japanese philosophy of mano no aware, the awareness of impermanence, and the beauty that lies within transience. The Japanese have always seen the seasons not only as natural phenomena, but as reflections of the human soul. Just as nature changes, we also change. There are times of retreat and times of expansion, of blooming and of letting go. To respect this is to respect our own essence. Anxiety often arises from the desire to control what cannot be controlled. We want life to obey our pace, time to bend to our will. But ancestral wisdom reminds us that resisting time generates suffering. Embracing it brings serenity. The Japanese, by accepting natural cycles, teaches that life is not a straight line, but a circle in constant renewal. In practice, This respect for cycles appears in many aspects of Japanese life. In seasonal festivals, in foods that change with the year, in architecture that values natural light, even in rituals of moon and flower contemplation. Each gesture is a reminder that living in harmony with time is living in peace with oneself. For anxiety, this habit is a silent cure. When we learn to rest more in winter, to open in spring, to expand in summer, to release in autumn, we give body and mind permission to flow. We abandon the pressure to always be at the same pace and accept that everything has its moment. That acceptance eases inner tension and helps us trust life's process. And you? Have you tried observing your own life cycles with more acceptance? Have you noticed that times of retreat are just as necessary as times of expansion? Perhaps, by respecting nature's time, you will discover that serenity does not need to be forced. It is born naturally, like the blooming of the seasons. We have reached the end of this path and discovered that anxiety does not have to be an inevitable prison. It can be softened, transformed, when we recover the simple gestures our ancestors already practiced. Breathing calmly, giving thanks, respecting life's time, eating slowly, listening to silence. Each habit is a reminder that peace is not outside, but within us, waiting to be cultivated. You may not be able to change everything at once, but it is enough to choose one habit and start small. Serenity is born from the repetition of daily gestures, like water that, drop by drop, shapes stone. And now I ask you, which of these 7 habits would you like to start practicing first to ease your anxiety? Write it in the comments, because your choice might inspire others. If this video made sense to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's continue together on this journey of rediscovery, cultivating calm in a hurried world. See you in the next video, and until then, breathe deeply, trust time, and remember, you already carry within you the secret of serenity.